Hi everybody, my name is Anne. Thanks for tuning into Art on the Creek today. Here we are, another day for a review, and I have something fun for us today. I recently purchased Sarah Renae Clark's color cubes. These are so fun. Normally they're sitting on the shelf back up here, but channel members, you guys have chosen that this is something you want to take a look at, and I am pleased to show it to you. So let's take a look at Sarah Renae Clark's color cubes today. And let's see what magical worlds they can open up. Here we go. If you are the kind of person who has ever struggled with trying to match colors and you look at a purple in one light and it's brown in the other light, I know that happens to me a lot. This might be your solution. These are a lot of fun for so many reasons. Sarah Renae Clark, if you don't know her, I'll put a link up here to her channel, and I'll also put it in the description so that you guys can check it out. She is an accomplished colored pencil artist, and she works really well in other mediums too. She's a lot of fun. She's from Australia, and I love this system. I started out using it digitally, but that was too frustrating for me because I am so tactile. I wanted to have something that I could have and hold. And this, thankfully, became a great solution for me. So I purchased both of them. You can get them individually, but I purchased both of them, and they came packaged, nestled in a form in cardboard that was in another box. They were completely sealed. Everything was really secure, and I assume they shipped from Australia. So it was a great experience purchasing them. And yeah, I just really like Sarah, and I think she's got a great idea here. So let's take a look at it. Let's open one of these up here and let's see what we're dealing with. They come in 2 volumes. This is volume 2 and this is volume 1. Do you need one or the other? I think if you just wanted to buy one, you could honestly buy either one and you would be just fine. Now, if you do decide to purchase them individually, on our website, they sell for $40 each, US dollars. If you wanted to buy them as a bundle, however, you can get both of them for $67, which is what I did. Inside the boxes, you get these little stickers here, and if we can look at this closely, you can see that when you peel off this little center circle, there's a little number 2 on there. So that way, that makes it really easy. Let's see, where do I want to stick this? I don't think I want it up there. I'm going to put it down here in the corner where I can really see it. I need some good contrast. And this way you'll have a quick identifier as to which box you're getting into. So we'll put that one on box number 2, and then we'll go ahead and put the other one on box number 1. Each box comes with this little card of instructions, and you know what the best part about this? You don't need any instructions to use these. They are just chock full of inspiration, and that's the whole point. And as you can see here, when I pull out this first one, see the card is numbered 001, and the one in the back here is going to be numbered 250. If I can get it out. There we go. 250. Oh, it's off camera. Sorry. Maybe you can see it. But at any rate, each box has 250 individual cards. Each of the cards includes a beautiful reference photo, as well as 5 or 6 color swatches that match the elements found in that reference photo. So let me just stick this one back in here, and let's take a look at this butterfly here with the beautiful flower that it's sitting on. I really love this color palette. There are so many to choose from, you guys. If we look over here on the other side, here we go. Some of them have the color palettes on the side, depending upon if the picture is horizontally oriented or vertically oriented. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. And on the back, the color goes all the way to the edge. So many of you have seen a lot of color matching tools. This one is unique because it does go all the way to the edge. So what we can do is we can match this to our watercolor swatches. Now I am matching these to my watercolor swatches today because I'm a watercolorist. But you know, if you are a quilter, you could match these to fabric swatches. You could take this with you to the fabric shop and get exactly the perfect shades that you need. All of the hex references are there in the digital codes, so you can match this digitally and get a perfect color match. Another thing that these would be great for is home decor. What if you are looking to redo your living room or you know, the guest room, anything like that, and you run across these and you're like, gosh, I really like that, the color combination. That would be beautiful in whatever. Maybe it's an outfit that you want to put together. There are so many different ways to use these. And on the right here, you can see we have different values, different tints of the colors. So that on the right-hand side there, where they have the 3 shades of the color, the middle one is the pure color. And then the one on the right is where we've added, in our case, it would be neutral tint. And then on the left, it's going to be where we've added a little bit of titanium white to lighten it up. So here are the hex codes right here listed under each color. And you've got the color name. You could hold these just up next to your colored pencil swatches, your paint swatches, any kind of mixed media. If you're looking to bring in a different pop of color and you've already got a few of these colors going in your painting and you want to bring in another pop, but you want to make sure it goes well with it, here you go. You've got your recipe right here. The other thing that I really like these for is its ability to give you a limited palette. That is something that as artists, we can really push our envelopes with if we work with a limited palette. Now this photo of this monarch butterfly on the flower here is absolutely gorgeous, and it really speaks loudly that it is summertime. I happen to have a page in my watercolor journal here that I've doodled a bunch of summer things, but I want a palette that's not really typically summer, so to speak. So let me just look through these a little bit and let's see if we can find something that is very unique, but that maybe I wouldn't necessarily reach for creating a painting full of summer items. So let's take a peek and let's see what we've got. Oh, hey, this could be interesting. To me, just looking at these colors, I think more winter, Christmas. And the example with the candy is kind of Valentine's Day. So I think this one might be a fun challenge for me to really see if I can make these colors work in a summer setting. I've got a lot of summer elements on my page. I really like that ghost blue, the scarlet, the beige, the dark brown, and the hot pink. I think I can make these work for summer. So let's give this palette a shot here. Let's see what we can do. So I just want to make sure I've got this portion sped up here because I wanted to look through the other box just to make sure that I didn't have any regrets in my choice. So I'm just kind of randomly looking. You can see there are monochrome variations. There's all kinds of muted pastels. The combinations are endless. I think I could just sit and look through these all day and just find joy in looking at the colors. But you know what? Since I'm working with watercolor today, I'm really excited because even if I pick just 5 colors on one of these cards, I can mix those 5 colors and really come up with an infinite number of combinations for my painting. So let's see what we can create. Today I think I'll use my Rosa Gallery Professional watercolors, and I'm just going to pull out the individual pans because I don't want the distraction of all 21 paints. I really want to keep this as limited as possible. So with that in mind, I think what I want to do, I've got the scarlet and the magenta out for the hot pink. Actually, they call it Flame. It's a PO73. And I think I'm going to go with that Indanthrone blue for that the ghost blue that they've got on the card, because I think I can lighten that up enough to make a very delicate blue. I like that. And then let's see, I just need a couple more. I really like this umber here. It's a PG7 to be the beige and the dark brown. And I think if I mix that with maybe some of the titanium white, I can bring it into the beige. And if I can get this titanium white out here, there we go. And then I'm going to also grab the neutral tint because I think what I want to do is to be able to make that really dark. So I am adding a couple of watercolors to kind of make this work for my purposes. And you know, of course, there's no rules. You feel free to do what you want. But, well, you know, now that I think of it, that beige is looking pretty green. Let me pull out this olive just in case. But I have a feeling that I'm going to stick with the umber. So these are my choices right now. Let's see what we end up using when we get started painting. So looking at the card again, the colors that they name are Ghost White, Scarlet, Beige, Dark Brown, and Hot Pink. And like I said, I've got just a doodle of summery things here on the page. And the colors that I have chosen to work with are Indanthrone Blue, and I think that's going to work for the Ghost White. For the scarlet, I've got what Rosa calls Flame, which is a PO73. And then for the beige, I think I'll probably stick with that Umber, which is a BR7. It's very green, a very warm beige, and I do have an olive green pulled out there as well, but I don't think I'm going to get into that one. So the dark brown, I'm going to mix the umber with the neutral tint. And then for the hot pink, I really like that magenta, and I might mix some titanium white. And we can use any combination of these colors. I've just got a small brush out here. The paper that I'm using today is B watercolor paper. It's 100% cotton. And it is 8 inches by 8 inches. And like I said, I have affiliate links in the description, and I will put a link to everything I'm using here today so that you guys can take advantage of that if that's something that you want to do. Right now, I'm going to start on this poppy that I've drawn over here, and I will speed this up a little bit just to save time. I did spend an hour on this, but I will speed it up considerably so that you guys can kind of see the whole process and how it worked, because I had some really fun, surprising mixes here that for a minute I thought I would be stopped in how I was going to create a green without using that olive green, because I did end up putting that one back. So without further ado, let's speed this up here and you can kind of see how this page came to life. There are so many things about this process that I really enjoyed, and I really felt like Sarah's Color Cube tool was extremely helpful for the things that I enjoyed. So number one, I'm painting, so I'm going to enjoy it anyway, and I am no stranger to using limited palettes. That part is something that's I do often and I really love. The use of the titanium white, that is something that I don't normally use. However, I really like the softness that it gave to those poppy petals. I really enjoyed that. I never would have thought to use that had I not pulled it out to match with this card in the Color Cube set. And remember, it's that right-hand column of the Color Cube card that you see right there, the colors on the right-hand side, the 3 different gradients of tone. That's why I pulled out the titanium white and the neutral tint, is so that I could vary from the middle column on the swatches there on the right side of the card and go into the darker values and the lighter tints by adding either the neutral tint or the titanium white. The Indanthrone blue, when I mixed it with the umber, I was able to come up with a beautiful, cool green. That never would have occurred to me had it not been for this particular card. I feel like I know my paints better after I've used this system. And mixing the red and the magenta, the flame color from Rosa Gallery and the magenta really creates the perfect watermelon shade. I really had fun doing that with the raspberries. I put the magenta down first and then I came back in with that flame red. But I cannot get over this green that I have mixed. Now, the interesting thing about color is that a lot of the times I've just used straight umber. Sometimes it reads as brown, which is what I think of umber as, and sometimes it reads as green, depending upon which color you put it next to. So you see up on the popsicle there, I've got a little bit more Indanthrone blue mixed in with that red, so it's a little more towards the purple. So the umber there on the popsicle stick is reading a little bit more brown. But down on the watermelon rind, it's really just sitting close to that color of the watermelon, and so to me, it reads a little bit more green. In the stem of the mushroom, it reads tan or beige because we've got the green of the grass below it. But on the poppy stem, it reads green. Part of that probably is because in our brains, we know that poppies have green stems. We know that watermelon rinds are green. So some of that is a little bit subjective. But here on these raspberry leaves, I mixed in just a little bit of the titanium white and the Indanthrone blue to give it a nice soft shade of almost like a sage green. It turned out so beautifully. I really had fun doing that. And then for the raspberries, you can kind of see the very middle of my palette there. There's kind of a burgundy brown that I was able to mix up. That was from adding some magenta to that umber. And I really ended up using that on a lot of the shadows here. I really enjoyed that quite a bit. Let's see, now that some more of these elements are filling in, I can kind of tell you what's on the page. We've got a poppy, and then I'll just kind of go left to right, starting at that poppy upper left, and then in next to that, there's a life preserver. Over on the right, I've got a strawberry that I'm working on with a little blossom and some leaves. Below that is a popsicle. And then to the left of that, of course, is a mushroom. And then a ladybug. And then I've got the raspberries over there on the left. On the bottom left, I've got kind of a strawberry ice cream dessert milkshake thing. Looks refreshing anyway, with whipped cream on top. And then, of course, the two sections of watermelon. So I had so much fun. I didn't even have any trouble mixing the color for the white flower on the strawberry plant. The one thing I did change up, though, was this pen here. The gel pen, I always go in to use them, and I'm always disappointed. They usually work for just about everybody else that I've seen, but for some reason in my hand, the Sakura Jelly Roll pens or any other kind of gel pen like that for white highlights, it's just not my favorite thing to use. I really prefer using a paint pen. So that's what I did there, is go in with a paint pen to use on the top of the mushroom. So I think all in all, let's put some highlights on these raspberries too here while I'm thinking of it. All in all, I thought that this process was truly amazing, and it really helped me to see just how much flexibility I have with my watercolors here as an artist. You know, we get in our grooves, we decide that we're going to paint something, and we end up kind of just doing the same thing that we always do because we're creatures of habit, we're human beings. That's just what happens. And when we have this beautiful set, this wonderful color cube system, we can go on and take those paints that we've used every single day, only look at a few of them, and see what kind of great combinations we can come up with. So today, here's what I came up with using this, what I think is a winter palette on Sarah's color cube system, but for drawing summer elements in my notebook. So you guys, if you're looking for something to really make your watercolors pop, make your knowledge expand, really familiarize yourself with more to color theory than you ever thought possible, I really recommend Sarah Renae Clark's Color Cube system. I also want to give a huge special thank you to my channel members. I recently had a members only video where we decided together as a group from the members' input what video I would do next. And this color cube came up on the votes. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, channel members, for being a part of Art on the Creek. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful week. And if you're lacking inspiration, go check out Sarah Renae's Color Cubes. You might find that it's got everything you need. Take care, everybody. Bye now.